Alright, figured I should go ahead and make a video about my Lexus. I've had it now for probably about a year. If not a year, I'm pretty close to it. I think I bought it either last August or last December or something like that. So I've had it about a year now. I've put almost 20,000 miles on the thing. By the way, if you guys are in the Orlando area, I'm doing a show at SAC Comedy Lab on Sunday. So if you catch this video right when it airs, hopefully you guys come out. I'm filming it for a TV executive or producer. I'm filming it for a TV producer, so hopefully I can get on this TV show. Probably won't amount to anything, but you never know with this kind of stuff. Could be life-changing, could be nothing. But at any rate, let's go over 5 things I dislike about my Lexus. Number 5, and this one might be a little hard to duplicate, but the door handles. On the inside of the car, sometimes when you go to open the door, if you don't pull the door handle all the way, the door won't open. It'll open part of the way, and then you get stuck. I took my dad for a ride in the car, and he couldn't figure it out. He pulled the door handle what he thought was the whole way, and the door started to open. Then he was getting frustrated and started hitting the door, and I was like, Dad, calm it down. Don't break my door. But let me see if I can demonstrate it here for you. So, see there? See how it sort of opens? So if you pull it out to here, the door didn't open. You have to fully, that last little bit. Let's see if we can show it again. Nope, no, that worked. See? If you don't pull it that whole other bit all the way to there, it doesn't open the door. There it does. It's happened to me a time or two, but sometimes when you have passengers in the car, they don't open the door the right way, and they just end up beating the door up. So I would say that's the first thing. Second thing, when you're driving this car, and I'll try to get a video of it. See this gauge right here? This gauge shows how much power you're using or whatever, and it affects your fuel economy. So when you're driving, if you're using the actual gas to drive, you're probably in the upper range of that eco, probably in power, unless you let off the gas at some point. Like if you get to whatever mile an hour you're at, you have to let off the gas for it to climb back down and get a good fuel economy. I mean, even if you drive this thing like a pig, you're probably in the lower 30s, upper 20s. But if you want to try to get close to that 40 that it's rated for, you're probably going to be using cruise control a lot. I've come to find that in order for it to get good fuel economy, you have to get to whatever speed you want and then use cruise control. Otherwise, I don't know why. I don't know why that is. The moment you put it in cruise control, that meter drops, and it'll drop significantly. So I don't know what I'm doing wrong, but even just holding the speed, I can't seem to figure it out other than I got to use cruise control. See how much it drops? I don't know why that is. It's like it's trying to guess what you're going to do, so it's keeping the RPMs up because it thinks you're going to be accelerating for a long time. And then once you put it in cruise control, it's like, oh no, he's good. And then it lowers it. Just what it is. The third thing that bothers me about this car is the sunroof. I wanted a car with a sunroof. The issue I have with this car, if you open it up just to look out, you can hear the road. It's like you've rolled the windows down. You close it up, and it's quiet. I don't know how much, like this thing doesn't feel like it's very substantial, but it apparently blocks out a lot of noise. Because the moment you open this, it's like a window's cracked. And it's just loud. Apparently that's just an issue with these cars. I'm taking my life in my own hands trying to do this on I-4 at 5 o'clock, but let's get in a better lane of traffic here. Alright, so we're doing 60. You can see, you can hear, like, sounds normal, nothing, and then you hear the wind noise and stuff? It's not a lot, but it's there. The number 4 thing, or the number 2 thing, however you want to rate this, is inconsistent fuel economy. I mean, I can't, for whatever reason, seem to figure this car out. My driving style doesn't change, but sometimes, I don't know if it can sense the difference in gas, like if I get gas at a certain place, but sometimes I'll get, like if I'm on a long road trip, even, like you can see here, it shows after every tank of gas what you're getting. I mean, I've had tanks of gas where I get like, if I'm on a long road trip and just cruising at like 70 on the highway, I'll get like 42 miles a gallon. And then sometimes I'll get like this one, 35.8. And there's no rhyme or reason to it. I thought that maybe my driving style changed or whatever. I don't know. I don't know what the deal is. It's all over the map, and I can't seem to figure out why. I don't know if it's like sometimes it's closer to when you're in need of an oil change or what the deal is, but for whatever reason, the fuel economy, it's whatever it wants it to be. I don't know. So maybe different temperatures, different days. I don't know what the thing is so sensitive about, but whatever. It seems to, for me, it seems to average between like 36 and like 38 average in there. Might get like 37 point something. Unless I'm doing a long road trip, I never touch 40. So it says it gets better fuel economy in the city, but I tell you what, if you're driving around in Orlando and you get on I-4, you're not getting 40 miles to the gallon, because you're gonna have someone in front of you who is timid and just slams on the brakes for no reason, and then you have to slam on the brakes. It's, you know, God forbid there's a curve coming up in the road, and they're just like, oh, and they slam on the brakes again, and like traffic backs up, and just, or someone stops next to them. I don't know. People in this town can't drive, so I have figured out that the one thing that affects this bad boy is braking. You have to come to you slam on the brakes or whatever. It doesn't like that. That's another thing. The brakes are real inconsistent with the feel. That took some getting used to. Like the first like 3/4 or half of the pedal is clearly not using the actual brakes. It's using the electric motor to slow down, and it feels way different from a regular car's brakes. I really kind of had to get used to that. And it's not a bad thing. It's just, it's weird. I don't like it. So I guess it is a bad thing. The number one thing I dislike about this car, or the number one thing I hate about this car, is when people see it, they assume you've got money and everything is more expensive. When I got this car tinted, I called a bunch of tint shops to get a quote. The moment they heard Lexus, cha-ching, like they instantly jumped their price up. If I had called and told them, and I tried it, I called and told them I had an Avalon, which is the exact same car, the quotes were like $100 less to get the ceramic tint, and they're like, they were all like, "Come on, man, it's a Lexus. You got to pony up for a Lexus." I was like, "What sense does that make?" I mean, I get that it's a different car, but you're putting the film doesn't change from car to car. That's not, when you go into these tint places, the vast majority of them don't have prices on the wall because they make them up when they see you. At least that was my experience. So, whatever. I paid way too much for the tint on this car, but I don't know, it works well. So yeah, that's the problem. But I mean, ownership's been great so far. It's been a year. The only thing I had go out on it was the blower motor, and that was a pretty easy fix. And the Lexus part was cheaper than Toyota. Go figure. Alright, so if you like the video, give it a thumbs up, like the channel or whatever, subscribe to the channel. And I got more of those Europe videos coming out. I know you guys like those. Sorry it's just taking me forever to edit those. It's a good bit of work to get those out. So, alright, I'll chat with you guys later.
Love it.